Hi! So I'm going to tell you how to make the new moon countdown calendar. Are you excited? Okay, so it's actually really easy, but what you must have is Microsoft Word. If you don't have Word, you can use a ruler and a pencil and do the old-fashioned way, but I'm going to make it really easy for you. The first thing what you want to do in Word is you want to create a text box. And you want to create a text box. I'm just going to flip this around so you can see what I'm doing here. I have this all printed out, so I'm not going to open up my computer right now. But what you want to do is create a text box that kind of, is almost the size of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Okay? The next thing you want to do is you want to create a smaller text box inside. So here's the smaller text box. And they have to be text boxes. We're going to fill them. So after you do that, you put in numbers in the smaller text box. And what I did was I created one text box and I duplicated that. So you could select it, do Control-C or Command-C if you're on a Mac. And I put my mouse over and clicked anywhere away from this particular text box. So make sure that nothing is selected and then hit Control-V and it should pop up right over it and you just kind of drag and drop over. And you can, once you have like a whole row, you can select a whole row and copy it again. So I did that and then I put in my numbers and I started, this is a 30-day countdown, so it can be started on, what is it, October 20th. So I started out with number 30 and I just kind of counted down with different numbers. You want to make sure the numbers are big and easy to see. And that they show up over pictures, and we'll go over that in just a minute. So I did that, I got all my numbers. Then after that, I went and I put in a picture. And there's a couple of options here. You have this picture, you have that. I went ahead and put in a picture, and what I did was you select the larger text box, make sure that's selected. You go down to your drawing toolbar, and you select fill. And then you go down as more fills, or actually, sorry, excuse me, it's fill effects. So you go down, select fill effects, and then you go over and select picture. And you can select any picture from your computer. Just make sure that it's portrait style, like this or like this, because you don't want something that's landscape. You could do a landscape design, that's entirely up to you, but we'll just assume that you're doing portrait style, so you want to make sure it fits nicely. So after you're done, that fills up the background. And you also, one more thing, you want to make sure that there's no fill in your number squares because they'll automatically go to white filling. Just do no fill, but make sure you still have the line because you'll need those lines later. Okay, so after that, you want to print this out, and what I recommend doing is getting either either get cardstock or something like that. But what I did on my original one was I took scrapbook paper, which is fairly thin. It's not like super thin, but it's cardstock quality thin, which will run through my printer. Anything thicker won't run through your printer, so I do not recommend anything thicker than cardstock to put through your printer. So what I did was I just ran it through with the squares on this one, and I actually took sticker numbers and stuck them on. You can do that too. You can get them at your craft store, and it kind of gives a nice little effect with the gold numbers. But I thought I might make it easier and just do it on the computer to show you how it can be done as a faster way where you don't have to do any shopping at all. So after that, you got it printed out, and you've got it printed out on heavier paper. If you don't have cardstock, I ran into that situation actually when I was at work today. I cheated and I did some fun stuff at work. So I printed it on regular paper, and then what I did was I have a full sheet labels, so I stuck that on the back to give it some extra thickness, but you can do it on cardstock. It'd probably be a lot easier, but that's what I did in case you don't have cardstock on hand. So after that, here comes the tedious part, right? You've got it printed out on cardstock. It looks great. Okay, so that's the front part. Now we're going to go to the second part. So what you want to do in your Word document is you want to do a save as, and you want to save it as New Moon Poster Pictures, but make sure you save the original document first in case you ever need to go back to it or anything. And you can make the squares actually any size that you want. I'd say this is a good size because all the 30 squares fit and you can read the text and everything later. So you've got that, that's the cover. So the next part you want to do is the background, the actual fun part that we open up and we can see the different things as we count down to the movie. Do a save as. And then what I did was I picked out different quotes and different pictures from New Moon. There's a website and you can find it on Google. Just do a Google search on New Moon quotes and you can find all kinds of goodies on there. And also you can find pictures. I found some fun pictures that I normally wouldn't have seen that, you know, might be kind of fun. So you print that out again, and you can do this on regular paper or you can do it on cardstock, whatever. But this is going to be mounted to a heavier piece of cardboard. And you can use poster paper for this. Poster board actually works great for this, but I'm going to show you what I used, what I had on hand. And this is when you want to get out your glue stick or your paper glue or something. I highly recommend glue sticks for paper. Or rubber cement is good too. You don't want anything too liquidy because you don't want it to bubble. And glue sticks or rubber cement is great for that. So you glue this onto poster board. Okay, and you want to make sure on the poster board you glue it to the side that doesn't make like marks with your finger. I'll be right back.